Murdoch's fleet is very well turned out. Is that something you still take a personal interest in?
Yes, we do. I mean, obviously, I don't have time to paint them anymore. But yes, we're very, very sort of kind of, diligent, I suppose would be the right words, to make sure that the fleet is presented as best as it can be. And that's basically, we've got 80 billboards running about the streets. So, if it's tatty and shabby, then that's what the public see, that's what your customers see, so it's not a good advert. So the best advert is in your vehicles. It's the cheapest form of maintenance you'll get, is cleanliness. It just goes without saying. If you keep things clean, keep them tidy, keep them well maintained, then they'll serve you good. We run our fleet hard. We run them. They're there to do a job, and we do run them hard. We look after them as best we can. A lot of the stuff's dealer maintained. We've got 3 or 4 mechanics on site now of our own. So yeah, we'll catch all the other wee bits and pieces and all the other stuff that the dealers don't tend to do or tend to miss. So yeah, there's a huge spend. We'll spend probably close to £2 million a year on maintenance, something along those lines. Your misconception for the general public, if you like, is that you buy a lorry, it's the same as a car, you MOT it after 3 years, you MOT it every year, you have it for so long and you get rid of it. It's not the case. I mean, these vehicles are put through 6 weekly inspections, and they need to be at MOT-able standard every 6 weeks. So they're and we work them for a living, so they're not a pleasurable toy to have. So they work, and they work hard. They're in arduous sites, they're in building sites, they're in landfill sites, they're up forest tracks, so the wear and tear on them is quite significant.
You get out of them what you put into them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you do get a very good return.
The business is the employees. There is no other way around about it. Yes, it might be our name that's on the door. It might be us still sitting at the head table, if you like, but at the end of the day, it is the employees that make the business.
Just going back to the fleet again, why particularly are they red and white? Why have you chosen that livery?
That probably goes back to my dad. That would be, you need to ask him when the date was. The first lorry he bought was red. I think the second one he bought was green. He was delivering somewhere, wherever it may be, and back in the days, but obviously, as you can imagine, in the 60s, the headlights weren't, xenon, neon, LED lights that we have in the trucks today. So it would be tantamount to like a candle. So he was going down this dark road with a dark green lorry, and somebody pulled out in front of him. And my dad jumped out the lorry, and I wouldn't imagine he would say, "Dearie me, I nearly crashed into you." He would probably say some other words that we maybe wouldn't mention in this interview. But the chap said to him, "I never seen you." It was a dark, gloomy night, drizzly with rain, and the guy goes, "I never seen you. Didn't know you were there." So the next lorry that my dad bought, or that one it may have been, you'd need to check with him, he put it into a painter's, Roger Tate, who was down in Greenock at the time, and he said to him, "Paint it a bright colour so that everybody will see it." Now our original colours, we're just red and white now basically, but our original colours were actually Talbot Chrysler Moonstone 1968, and I can only presume that Talbot Chrysler Moonstone paint was readily available with the Chrysler Linwood factory in full operation at the time. So I would imagine the paint probably...
What are you suggesting, Drew?
I would imagine the paint probably fell off the back of a lorry or such, like, down to the painter, nothing to do with us. And Post Office Red was probably the cheapest, most generic paint you could get. So that's why the trucks were red and white.